The Midnight Salt Circle and the Secret of the Silver Door. Ever since I was 5 years old, my parents had this ritual. Every year, on the night of the first snowfall, they'd lead me down to the basement. The air down there always smelled like old pennies and dried lavender. My dad would take a heavy jar of coarse, gray salt and start pouring it in a perfect circle around my bed. He never missed a spot, not a single grain out of place. Then my mom would take a small silver key from around her neck and lock the heavy oak door from the inside. We'd sit there in total silence for 3 hours. No talking, no phones, just waiting. I used to think it was just some weird, old world superstition. My parents are from a tiny village in the mountains, so I figured, hey, maybe they just really hate drafts. But last week, I turned 16. I was hanging out with my friend Caleb, and I mentioned the salt night coming up. I laughed, saying I was getting too old to sit in a basement for 3 hours because of some ghost story. Caleb didn't laugh. He just stared at me. His face went totally white. Leo, he whispered, your parents, they aren't from the mountains. That village? It was burned to the ground 80 years ago. I felt a chill run down my spine, like a drop of ice water. That night, when the first flake hit the window, my dad reached for the salt jar. But this time, his hands were shaking. Dad, I said, my voice cracking, what are we actually hiding from? He didn't look up. He just kept pouring. We aren't hiding, Leo, he muttered, his voice sounding like gravel. We're keeping it in. I looked down at the salt circle and realized for the first time the salt wasn't facing out to protect me. The smooth side of the line was facing me. I wasn't the guest, I was the prisoner.